Welcome to Courageous Conviction. Remember that Jeff and I record each Saturday 5 episodes. So please hit the like button, subscribe so you catch all 5 episodes. We usually start out with one theme or topic. We have to go down a lot of rabbit holes to really understand it. Some things are more sensitive than others right now, what's going on in the world. So hit the like button, subscribe, and let's jump into this video.
But I'm going to teach her all those basics. As a father, I'm going to teach my daughter and my little boy. I taught my other kids all this. Ran them through the scouting program. My boys, my daughters, I tried to teach the best I could, but they were first, and I was still learning how to be a dad. My boys, I kind of got it more, and the last 2, I'm on top of it a lot better. I'm sure I've got a lot more area for improvement, but I pretty much got it dialed down after 59 years of trying to messing up in my life and figuring out how to get it right. So, to conclude this, I found that it's the same throughout the countries I've lived in. The food storage, not just in the U.S., and the U.S. should be better prepared than other countries because we've had a lot more warning of this, and the church was established here, and we were the first to hear about it. So we should be better. We have no excuse. We really don't. I found that about 10%, maybe 10%, had a month's supply of food. And everything I was researching in the few years that I was, the few years I was assigned as an estate, as well as, and I really went in depth there. Here's where I found failed though. The people are failing, but the leaders are failing. Because of what we're seeing here, you're giving that impression that you'll be taken care of by somebody else, so why should you bother? They look upon themselves, well, we're poor, they play that game, they'll even apathetically fall in that victim role and to make excuses for themselves. I saw this happen many times. If we are physically able to go to work, there's work out there. I would go to these countries and people said, there's no jobs. And I would just start a company or I'd open a business. It was that simple. It didn't cost me very much money at all, a couple $100, which they have because they all have iPhones. Trust me, the iPhones are very expensive down there. They all have iPhones. They all walk on expensive phones. They all have data. And a lot of them have cars. You know, the problem is the priorities are out of order, and this is a leadership failure, if you will. We were designed in our state for the bishops, for emergency program. We designed in our state a program to be implemented. We couldn't get the bishops to get on board. Out of 9 bishops we worked with, only 2 got on board. Out of the state president was on board. His 2 counselors were not. Out of the 12 that are the high councilmen, only 3 were on board. The rest of them could care less and wouldn't do the program. When the challenge for our state president was, we start right here with the state presidency and the 12 that represent that state authority. We are the first ones, and then we go out and we help others build up. We couldn't even get the leadership to get on board. Why? They said, we got the church, we got the bishop's storehouse, we got the government to take care of us. Now, this is what happened. The 70 changed the bishop's storehouse to the supermarkets. And the vouchers were given, and you go to the supermarket and you pay for your food with a voucher at the supermarket. That is now the bishop's storehouse in the country of Ecuador. I don't know about other places, but I know in the country of Ecuador, that's what the bishop's storehouse turned to, and to my understanding, it still is today, is the supermarket. That is very, very scary. What happens when the supermarket runs out? Everybody's going there. Man, woman, child, members, non-members, all go to the supermarket to get the food. And you're going to rely on a third party now to provide for the saints? That is erroneous, and that is undoctrinal and unwise as can be. I had said to the 70, what an unwise decision. I'm sorry. Because the government can say, supermarket, close your doors. And they did many times. What happened was people would rise up. These gangs would rise up. The natives would rise up, and they would, if you went to the supermarket, they would attack you. They would beat you or steal your food. I was in Potosi, Bolivia, when they shut down everything. You couldn't get food anywhere. We had to walk for hours and hours and hours. And luckily we were able to escape this uprising that took place when we were in Bolivia. Now, the thing is that the supermarkets were closed and the mobs were outside trying to get in to take the food. And if you came out with food, they take it from you or beat you or come into your home and take it. if they knew you had it. And so we have to be very cautious too when we share with our members or our neighbors these teachings, because if times get tough, they're going to know you have it. And I'm going to tell you something. In Ecuador, the lockdowns, the uprisings for the natives and these gangs that just overthrow the governments and shut it down every year, a couple times a year, sometimes it happens in Ecuador for the last like 5 years. What happened is it has shut down the streets. You can't even transport. You have no transportation. If you don't have things in your home, your water, your food storage, and your ability to be able to communicate or even defend yourself and protect yourself, because there you already live in gated houses, high fences. I had electric wires and cameras, and they would still get into our home, still tried to kidnap my daughter at 4 o'clock in the morning. The point being, we need to fortify ourselves. And yes, go to that extreme, because the opposition is going to go to that extreme to take it from you and to take your family from you. And they'll even take your children from you if you don't protect them. That's a fact. I know, because that's why I left and came home, and only to find that they're following me here now, and we have the same crisis here. And I'm very distraught over it. And you can feel that in my voice. I'm very concerned of what's going to happen. And I'm very concerned of the apathy I find with my bishop and other bishops, and then my stake president thinking all is well. And when I heard that talk in conference this weekend, I wanted to fall out of my chair, and I thought, wow, where is it well? Because right now we are in a crisis, and we're heading for something worse than we've ever seen before in America and in the world. And we're sitting back saying, all is well in Zion. It's ironic that the prophecy is that we would feel this way, including leadership. Where we're failing right now is individually and on a level of leadership. We can change that. You and I can change that. We can go out and do something about that by first providing for our families, teaching our children, preparing them to be adults for the future, and preparing for our families now, reducing our debt, buying gold and silver, having that stashed away. Somebody might want to get into crypto and go that nature, but we can do the things now to prepare our families for what's coming. And I'm saying this is going to be a pivotal year. I don't know what's going to happen come November, but we need to start acting now. Now, do me a favor. This message we got to get out to people. We need to get out to our bishops and our local leaders. Give us a thumbs up, please, on this video, and subscribe. We need the subscriptions down below. We're starting out slow. We need to get this message out. We talk about the hard things here on this channel. We're going to start putting out the whole video as well as the increments of the video. So we go into different podcasts, we go into different rabbit holes and so forth, and we break this down and we spread it out over the week. Next week, we'll start a whole new episode. So please pay attention, follow us, listen to all of this, and I'll try to put the whole broadcast today out as well at the end of the week. Courageous Conviction, we'll see you.